Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think I have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
And we won't stop.
Will
We
be
will
as bright
not
as
stop.
the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right. It's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart. Doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time.
Look at
Baby,
this.
baby, now
See this?
I
Now you cannot go
know. Baby,
here.
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Where does the fault lie on you? That is what she said. That's what she said, y'all. Where does the fault lie on you? Man, I tell you, people do have their nerves. Thank you guys for showing up. I know we're running late. I got on this 3 hour on the hour, and I know you guys, man, I had a long weekend. You know, I had to work 3 days straight, 12, 12, 12. That is so hard on the body, especially when a lot of the staff don't show up. I mean, they get every penny. You guys, I do want to talk about and stay on track here. We still got Naziah in our hearts, but the little boy from California, you know, UCAPA and UCAPA, you know, man, do you guys, hey, check this out. So last night I was at work and I said, well, what is the update on what's going on? So Sunday, Jake was out there on the highway with the police department searching for baby Emmanuel. She say, Dee Dee says, do you think Jake was purposely sending the police on a wild goose chase? No. No, I do not think he was sending them on a wild goose chase. See, let me tell you, let me share with you something. I know people are saying Jake is just, sending them on a wild goose chase. Let me share some with you guys that you should know. See what I'm saying? That is, and I could be wrong. I'm just going to give you my analysis, my opinion, basically, of what I see, because we don't get to hear everything. But everybody has an opinion, and your opinion is strong, and you can stand on it. Right? Right. But if you believe they were sending him on a wild goose chase, go right ahead. But you'll be with the masses of people. Hey, Monique. Hey, Lisa Taylor. Hey, Miss Dee Dee. Hey, Tina Powers. Hey, Miss Freddie. Hey, Nicole Banks. Let me say hello to everybody. Because Molly Linyo is in the building. Okay. Evelyn Grover, how you doing? I just definitely want to speak to everybody. I just come in here because, to be honest with you, I was trying to stay up when I got home from work, and we were going to come live early. But then I didn't even take my meds. But like I said, they ran me like a racehorse. They was getting every penny of their money. And you know, when that happens, when you're running on E, you mess up. So now you kind of, like trying to stay focused. Hey, Connie, how you doing? I see you in the building. Thank you guys for showing up. You could be any place but you here with your girl. And I love y'all for that, rocking with me, because God is good. He is good. And I praise him every day. I love him so much. He makes it happen, you guys. He makes it happen. We wanted justice for Emmanuel, and I believe that justice is going to be served on a silver platter, because the first one that talks will walk. Now, I'm going to tell you, and everybody has an opinion, and you can keep your opinion. Everybody has opinion. What had happened? Now, I had already told y'all that you should be able to tell exactly what's going on and not go with the masses. Because 9 times out of 10, they normally wrong because they're so emotionally attached. But you are fact-driven. You continue every day looking up the updates, looking up the people's name, where they were from, what done happened, all the history. So you have more of an understanding to your analogy. You will, and you do. So whatever you believe, stick to it, because that way you can never say, oh man, it'd be your own fault if you picked wrong. If your analogy is wrong. You need to always recheck and everything. Tina said, did y'all know that Rebecca's mother never ever met the baby? Oh, well, that's another fact. Thank you for it. Well, let me tell you something. With all the information we done received and how they tried to deceive, they said that there was a lot of blood on a carpet in the house. And remember when we came out and said, well, somebody else said it first, and then we jumped on the bandwagon, because like I said, once it just start to rolling, there's a lot of information out there, and we were getting it. And I said, you guys, they're reporting that they found baby clothes in the trash dumpster. But it was allegedly, but it was down the street. So they done threw away the baby's clothes, all the pictures. There's blood on the carpet. But remember, we did tell you there was blood in the laundry room, right? We knew about the blood in the laundry room, but we did not know about this massive blood that was somewhere else in the house, which is weird to me. Like, why would you not clean it up? Or why would you, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this baby was gone months or weeks prior to the time that they called in and reported that Emmanuel was snatched. Okay, here's the thing. Let's just go over some of the, you always go over not what was said as far as the people or what was reported, but the actual day, and make it make sense. First of all, they were supposed to be at a football game or practice for another child of Jake, and nobody seen this baby. Red flag. Even the ex of Jake did not see the baby. Okay. But the boy left his mouthpiece. So the game was somewhere between like 5 or 6 to 8 o'clock. So around 7 o'clock, allegedly, Rebecca was supposed to go to the Big Five and get another mouthpiece. So she went. It only takes 5 minutes to get there. So does that even sound believable? Like, you only got 1 hour to play in the game, but I am going to leave right now with a whole baby and run up the street and come back so you can play in the game or something. Does that make sense? It really kind of don't, because the day is already pretty much done. But if you were going to move fast, wouldn't you leave the baby with Jake and move fast? Why would you take a whole brand new 7-month baby with you that you have to get out the car, strap in, strap out? If they poop or pee or something, you're going to have to check and change them. And not only that, go into the store, carrying this baby, get a cart, strap them into that, and or whatever, or carry them in there, go grab the mouthpiece, get in the line with this whole baby that's 7 months, which gonna weigh something, gonna weigh some weight, and then pay for this mouthpiece, get back in the car, walk back to the car, and put the baby back in the car seat, or the car seat in the baby, could be a carrier, back in the car, strap them down, get back in the driver's seat, strap yourself down, and then get back into traffic, go 5 more minutes to get back to the ballpark or the football park. That's a lot. If you're a dedicated parent, yeah, I say yes, good job. But that's a red flag. Because of what? You see Rebecca with one black eye on let me see, is it on her right side? Yes, it's on her right side. She has a black eye, and she has a healing black eye on the left side. So Rebecca says, Lisa says, that's too much. And Rebecca said she was getting out the car. She smelled the unsavory smell, and so she had to change the baby. So she got the baby out the car seat. She laid the baby down on the seat, and she heard someone say, "Hola." So that tells us you distinguished this was a Spanish person. So you didn't see this person, but they said, "Hola." Well, I can say I'm glad that she didn't say they said hello or good morning. So you're telling us that This baby kidnapper was waiting in the Big Five parking lot for a really concerned mom that loves her kids so much that she when she's overwhelmed with a job to do, she's going to make herself distracted from everything just to take care of a baby, right? That's what kind of mom you're saying you are. And this baby kidnapper not only knew that you was going to be there at that particular time to get a baby, they was respectful to say hola to you. They said hello before hitting you and taking your baby. Could that be the truth? I'm not saying it can't be the truth because, just like I said, everybody has a walk in life that you have experienced in. If someone ever tried to kidnap you, you know that, guess what? To a layperson that's never been kidnapped or tried to be kidnapped or picked up or whatever, you would go, wow, that's a lot. But for me, I'm going to tell you, I almost was kidnapped. You guys know the story. So I didn't look at that part, even though it sounds so far-fetched. I did not look at that part as it could not be, because I had experience in someone trying to pick me up, drag me to the car, hit me, break my jaw, knock me out. But they wasn't trying to take a baby. They was trying to take me. Okay? So every story gonna hit someone differently. But I wonder if somebody hit you from the back, in the back of your head, how do you get a black eye to the right eye? Because the way that the eye was blackened, it looks like she got hit from in front. Okay? You don't get a black eye, which I know you can if someone hits you hard enough, and then nobody knows. She's like, and they don't have no cameras. They was just so gung-ho talking about they don't have cameras. I told you guys, let me tell you something. When they really want you, and especially when it comes to babies, when they really, really want you, they will find every camera. And if there's no cameras that you think you see, there's that camera in the sky. It's always there, you guys. You just need to know the coordinates of that particular time and place, and you can go back and look at it. I guarantee you it's there. If you think I'm lying, you better go ask somebody that works at the Pentagon, okay? They'll know your every move, and it's recorded. So they can go back and see they can actually go back months and months and months to see if they really wanted to. They're not supposed to do this, but I'm telling you guys, they do this when it's high profile cases like the president or senators and things of that nature and terrorists and stuff. Do you not think they don't want to waste a lot of money on a family? I say, a family that has no value for their own kids. Because guess what? They're going to spend, it takes a lot of money, but sometimes, just like everything else, there is They have to test their equipment, and so you never know which cases that they're going to look at and say, hey, could you help us out here? Or when they have the CSI and the FBI, and then the main local uh police department and things of that nature and stuff, they so people think, oh, when you got those initials, FBI and CSI and all this other stuff, they're smart. No, they just got better equipment. But anyway, nevertheless, Rebecca told this story, but she has this Freddie, you said you hid Miss Dee Dee by accident. Could you unhide her? I can't unhide her. I would have to get off of here to unhide her. There she is right there. There she is right there. You probably put her in timeout or something. Y'all don't be pushing the buttons. Y'all know we on here on the wrong times. Y'all get busy, don't you? You get busy. And there's Miss Dee Dee right there. She said, what? You hid me. Y'all messing with the wrong buttons. So, anyway, there's Miss Dee Dee. Don't worry about Miss Dee Dee. Miss Dee Dee's all right. You guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. And I'm trying to charge up my phone because I need to know if I need to pick up my grandson. And my phone had been go sit down, Diesel. No, go sit down. Down. She said, I apologize. Friday in the dark, SP don't have time for that today. No. Hey, you guys, trust me. I am so happy though. Check this out. I am. I really, let me call my son real quick because I need to pick up Pooh Bear, and my phone been off, and it won't charge. It will not charge. I'm having phone problems. Well, I'm gonna just text him. Mom, he says, Mom, grab Junior. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Hey, SP, did you hear something about a stroller? Yes, I did. I heard that Rebecca was seen at the church near their house in the mid of the night, like midnight, with a black stroller in this desert area, and she was just there for hours and hours going back and forth with this stroller, and somebody had seen her there. I don't know if that's true or not, but is that what you're talking about, Miss Tina? Let me just call my son because he is not. It's 3:25. Oh, Lord.
Now, the person you're trying to...
He'll text me a call. Yeah, that's what I heard about that. And you know, there's this guy that's down there, Ahmad, on the tier. I don't know if I'm saying it right, on the tier or something. He has been really looking for Emmanuel. And I tell you guys, he has been searching. He's done really good work. People has reached out to him. Okay, because I'm going to tell you guys something. And I said this once before. That community is a Spanish community, right? And when you have a Spanish community, you just can't come in there saying whatever you want to say to them and doing whatever you want to do to them, because you'll be in a world of trouble. I mean, Trump is already showing them, giving them the business. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying? And, that's a whole community of a lot of people that are not legal, and they don't speak good English, and it'd be easy to be you know put out that you have mistreated them in some kind of way. So unless you speak good Spanish, it's best to let them handle the situation. It's almost like any community, the black community, the white community, poor community. It's just best. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the black community. You just cannot like go in the hood in the black community asking questions. You just can't. Especially if it has something to do with, gang or, mobsters or whatever. So everything relies on if you do your job right. Jake is talking. You guys, that's the main thing I want to tell you and stress to you guys. Jake is talking. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. But yes, Jake has to be talking. Why? Why I say Jake has to be talking? Guess what? Jake was seen with the police out there in the desert. Yeah, he was shackled feet and hands, but he was, guess what? Normally, you don't see him because they're just sending him on a goose chase. No, he's trying to, let me tell you something. When you got to get rid of a baby, a body, or whatever, you're doing things, your mind is not right. You want to get rid of it. You want to forget it. And they've done everything to forget it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something, and you guys may get mad at me, but I am going to tell you what I believe. I believe Jake done this to the baby, frustrated in everything. He's mad. He babies just irk him, especially when they cry. And this is probably what you guys are going to hear. I'm just giving you guys my analysis. I think Jake hurt the baby, and Rebecca had nothing to do with hurting the baby. And that's how Rebecca got the 2 black eyes. Because Rebecca went off on Jake, and Jake dotted that eye. He dotted her eye, and he beat her into submission. This is my son. My phone is almost dead. Do I pick up poo?
Yes.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay. So anyway, you guys, think about what I'm saying. So the black eyes that you see with Rebecca is because he beat her into submission and told her, you better do what I say. You better say what I tell you to say. And you know what? If you don't, I'll take the other kids out and you too. Because I'm gonna go. I'm dead anyway. I'm a dead man. I'm just gonna be. Think about what I'm saying. So now you guys sitting there going, Rebecca made this horrible submission to the police. Yeah. But was she beat into submission? That's the question. And I believe when you've got blood still in the house, especially on a carpet, you don't throw away. You don't have no pictures of this baby. It's like the baby was not even there. No clothes for the baby. They just wanted to forget about it. You know when the little boy just say, forget about it. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Don't worry about it. The little boy say, don't worry about it, mama. Just forget about it. That's what normally happens. And it happens for a reason. Women, it's not that we think that Rebecca is so in love with Jake that she, she's like, yeah, yeah, let's tell him this. Y'all, come on. She, I'm not giving her no credit. I'm just telling y'all what I see. And that baby been long gone. Long gone. Yeah. It got to do what it's got to do. Yeah. Okay. That's what normally happens. She probably was scared to leave. I've been there and scared also about staying. Yeah, and you know how your man, your husband be like, it was an accident, I dropped him, but the sad part about the situation, remember I told you guys that it was reported that Rebecca and Jake had went to a hardware store, a do-it-yourself, it was called do-it-yourself hardware store, to get one of those battery operated jigsaws. Monique said, that's what I was thinking. And so they couldn't purchase it. Maybe they didn't have enough money, because those things do cost a little bit of money unless you could find a garage sale or something. But I mean, they don't cost a lot of money. Maybe like 80 bucks to 100, maybe 150, maybe 80 to $200. But if they were going to buy a saw, they were And that was recently. So that tells me if they were going to buy a saw, and they could have been wanting to buy a saw for something else, but 9 times out of 10, it's to cut off like tree branch, big trunks and stuff. Bigger than put your hand together. You could cut things like that. With no big deal. Things like that, or wood. You building something or whatever. But they're also good to cutting up body parts. It's a bloody mess. It's a bloody mess to do it. But with that kind of saw, you can do it. I mean, I couldn't have the stomach to cut a whole baby up. But if that was the case, then that means, and that was something recently that they went to go purchase. That means, so wherever the baby is at, they also is looking into a landfill. They're thinking that they're checking out a landfill, which if the baby's clothes is in a dumpster, maybe the baby is in the dumpster too. They done got rid of the baby, and then they say, okay, well, we done got rid of the baby. Now we got rid of the pictures. Now let's get rid of the clothes. They wanted to just go through life like there was no... Actually, I'm going to tell you guys something. People panic. People panic all the time because here's the thing. Hey, Zena, how you doing? People don't realize that what you know, they don't know. Now, like say for instance, I got in my car and, hey, Connie, how you doing? I got in my car and I hit a car. I backed into a car, but it's dark. Nobody's out. And it didn't leave a scratch on the car. It might dent the bumper a little bit, but that's about it. But nobody seen me. Nobody know. But I know what I did. I know what I did. And it was my neighbor's car. So I would go to work and whatever, and I would panic all day. I'd be like, oh my goodness, I don't know if there's cameras. I don't know if someone, was out there and see me sitting on the porch or whatever. But I feel this way. So when I come home, I'll come home and I'll look at the neighbor that, Diesel, stop it. You just went out. You're going to stop. We're not doing that. I will look at the neighbor that car I hit, and I will look at their car. And when they come home, I'm outside. I'm taking the trash to the curb, and they speak. They hola, hi. I say hola because there's some Spanish people that just moved in next door. I will feel some kind of way, wondering, do they know? Do they know what I done? And people do think that when you're guilty about something, you're wondering what's going to be said. When are you going to come and approach me and say, hey, somebody told me that you hit my car? You're waiting for someone to tell you something. If the neighbor come over and say, hey, somebody hit my car. Did you see anything? You're going to be standing there like, nah, I didn't see nothing. Wondering the way they're looking at you, do they really know? You know what I'm saying? So I have situations, I have 2 or 3 situations right now where I'm thinking, well, I wonder if anybody know this or know that. Trust and believe. A guilty person is waiting for your response. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? And once you give them a response, hey, Lisa Taylor, how you doing? Hey, Molly, what's going on? You know, it's like when they're guilty of something, it is hard to not react as a guilty person. You know, the professional psychological people that is professional said that when Rebecca and Jake was giving their heartwarm warm statement to the people, they say it's uncommon. You guys, this is something you could put in your notes as when you're looking at people. It is uncommon to to get on national TV in front of everybody, both of them together, and both of them is crying and pleading for the return of their son. They say normally one can't hold the composure and the other one is trying to support the one that can't hold their composure. But both of them can't hold their composure. It's a little bit drastic. They say, that's what they said. And I was like, really? So professionals said this, you guys. And so I went back and I looked at when Rebecca and Jake was sitting there and she was holding Jake's hand and he was, holding her hand, and she started talking and, she was breaking down and she said, they took my baby. They took my baby. That's crazy. Connie says they both need to be under the jail. Connie. Do you think that Rebecca needs to be under the jail if Jake took out the baby and was so abusive to her? He gave her 2 black eyes and she was scared that he was going to kill the other baby in herself and maybe her parents too or whatever. So she went along with the story. Could that be the case? Could that be the case? Connie, tell us. Because I need to know. I mean, I really at first wasn't looking at that as an option to think about. But seeing Jake out there searching for the baby, they say he's searching. He's not searching. He probably can't remember exactly where they placed the baby. He probably just cannot remember. He just know he drove on this highway. And that's what the way that the news is telling it, they're like, and people's like, oh, they're on a goose chase. No, I don't believe they're on a goose chase. I believe that they're giving him a deal. If they get the baby, they already know that it's a lie. And probably Rebecca done told them, no, he was going to kill me if I told you guys, that he hurt the baby. And this is The black eye came from him beating me into submission. I'm telling you. That's what I would say. Connie says, yes, she had a chance to tell the police what he had done. Remember, she said that she was willing to take a lie detector test, but Jake said no. Jake said no. Rebecca didn't say no. Jake said no. He knew she wouldn't be able to pass. And remember, he lawyered up. No, she, as of yesterday, interviewed that the baby was kidnapped. What? No, she, as of yesterday. We know that, Connie. We know that. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay. You believe she's in on it like, oh, we both just beat this baby. She had her opportunity to tell them the truth. Okay. Okay. Well, they'll get her for, like I said, one thing about the system, they don't really push a lot on the female, and Jake has a history. That's fine, Miss Connie. You she said that's how I feel. She had the opportunity to tell them the truth. Okay. Just remember, when Jake comes out and tell what happened, and she tells them that she didn't hurt the baby and she was scared that he done already beat her, and he beat her all the time, and he was just mad, and she just, because I'm thinking when she was probably in the parking lot with the stroller, she said, I will apologize if we find out different. Yeah, but are you going to come on the platform and apologize? Or are you just going to come in the chat and say, well, she was killing the baby also? Yeah. Freddie said, that's okay, Connie. Speak your piece, girl. Phyllis said, I believe she has to know something. Yeah, she know. She know. But see, Connie, I'm going to tell you something. And, I'm not always right. You have an opinion, and it weighs. Stick to your opinion. Yes, stick to your opinion. She said, yes, I would come on the platform. I'm Connie's sister, Karen. All right. Yep. If you look at, there's been many people that has to come on this platform and apologize to me. Freddie had to, Tina, Woke to God. Oh, yeah. There's been many more. So, I'll just, I just put one more underneath my belt there. But yeah, I really strongly, just like Connie, she has her opinion. I really strongly. Oh, yeah, Connie passed away 1.5 years ago. I don't know why I keep calling you Connie, but you Karen her name though. You're Karen, her sister. Even I think Connie had to come on here one time And she had, I mean, very, you guys being sisters are very strong-willed people. Yeah. It's just hard for me to, like, you know, keep that in my mind. It does. Because, people come and people go, and I trust and believe, you know, um, Connie, she spoke out. She said, "Yeah, I'm her sister. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right." But yeah, man, she said, "I will publicly apologize, girl." Well, we will see. We will see what will happen. Trust and believe. I think that them looking in the landfill is a waste of time, but they have a reason for looking there. They might have thinking, Tina Powell says, SP, I was thinking the same way that you were thinking, but I believe she helped because Jake told her to. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give the mother the benefit of the doubt that when women are physically and emotionally abused, they protect the person that abused them because they're so scared. Remember, I don't know, Connie, if you know, but we are still on a case with Naziah Harris. And there's a girl named Najeen that we had talked to that was in a relationship, that is in a relationship with Jarvis. And she just could not believe that Jarvis is guilty of doing these things. And so Karen, um, she loves him and she still talks to him, and and we talked to her and asked her all questions, and that's good. That's good information to literally talk to someone and say, what makes you so in love with this person that is a known pedophile, that you don't believe that he could done these things, and you still talk to him, you still collect his calls, and can't wait for him to call, and you help him make these phone calls and things, because people was like, no, 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 that ain't this person, that's Shannon. I said, hey, y'all, no, it's not. I said, no, that's Najeen that's doing those three ways for Jarvis. And she knows. See, these women sit back and say, I didn't know he had all these women. I didn't know he was really involved with all these women. Yes, you did. You knew. You wanted a piece of that man, and you didn't care how much of a piece of a man, as long as you had a piece of it. She said, what did Najeen say? He made me feel good. He talked to me. He spent time with me. No one's ever done that. It don't, you know what? It don't take a lot. It just don't. Y'all think it do, but it don't. I'm telling you. I'm letting you guys know. It do not take a lot. Anyway, you guys, I'm telling you, I was ready to come on way earlier than 1:00. I got home. I was like, oh my God, I could have came on at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Karen says, I believe he is guilty as well. Sometimes I stay in the bushes. Okay, I know you do. I know a lot of you guys do. It shows up on my timeline, and once you visit, there's some people that just come in and be like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna say yeah. No. No, 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 no. You know, life is too short. Let me share something with you guys, enlighten you before I leave. Because, you know, it just seems to me that people are going to believe whatever they're going to believe. This has nothing to do with what Karen is saying. This actually has just to do with my thoughts for today, okay? And it's okay for everyone to have their own opinion. But believe when you have an opinion about someone, it hurts as well. Especially if what you think they believe or said or whatever is all in your head. If that's what you believe, then believe it. But if it's not, then you have literally victimized a person that was not, um, you know, fairly judged. So remember, when you judge people and say, oh, no, 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 that's why I told you guys the only problem I had with this case was how in the world could Rebecca go to a store and know that there was no cameras? How in the world? And once some information came up that they had visited that store and said something about their car got broken into and they wanted to know did they have cameras. When that came out, I was like, okay, that closed my gap that you guys were looking for a way out. But until I got that, because it wouldn't make sense for you to go to a store and just in the parking lot and say, hey, this is where it happened. But if you looked prior to that, now everything fits. It's like the glove meets the hand. You guys understand? And you guys know what Johnny Cochran says. If it don't fit, we must acquit. When we found out that Rebecca and Jake had visited the Big Five prior, talking about their car got broken into, that right there gave me everything that I needed to finally be able to say that Rebecca was lying. It wasn't about no tears. It wasn't about how they both in sync cried and mourned their babies being kidnapped. It wasn't even going up the street to get this mouthpiece. It was literally everything else was off. But I said, it doesn't make sense for them to go there unless they knew for a fact that they didn't have cameras. And when they came out and said that they visit the Big Five a day or two or week prior, that's when I knew. I would not say that about a victim because that's victimizing them twice. But now seeing Jake with the searchers out by the highway, I can even also say she couldn't be out there because she probably don't know where he placed the baby. But that's probably why she got the black eyes. I'm just saying, she got black eyes for a reason. Like, do people really know her history? Have she always had since she married this man? This is their second marriage. They've both been married. And remember the young lady came out, Vanessa. She was married to him before and had a baby before. She hurried up and filed a restraining order on Jake. That tells you He is the aggressor. He's the aggressor. I just want you guys to know that. And Rebecca looks like, she doesn't look like she can beat anything. She just don't. She looked wore down. She looks tired. She looks drained. She looks scared. She looks worried. She added on 5 years. She just looked like, she couldn't even make up a good lie. And he probably like, you messed that up or something. She just scared she gonna get hit again. He gonna start, like you trying to lie in front of the camera and he's looking right at you. He's holding your hand. He's hugging on you. Like, what would have happened if she was in front of the cameras and she said, no, Jake did this to my baby. And then he just start choking her. Right there in front of the camera. We would be like, oh my goodness, yeah. We would get him off of her. People will help. But she could have been scared that, but I just don't see them both beating the child. She does. Well, her brother did murder his girlfriend. So that's a point. The brother did murder the girlfriend. But anyway, you guys, we're going to get off of here. We will come back on here Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. I got to go pick up Pooh Bear. So I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a part of the channel, subscribe so you can get notification when we come on. Sometimes we come on at odd times, but we're trying to come on at 1. Sorry for the misunderstanding. And we came on at 3 today, but we still had to talk about this case because things are happening and we don't want to lose what we already know. Make sure you guys be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.